Hey everybody, if you are a subscriber to this channel, thank you. If you're not, please consider becoming a subscriber and like and subscribe. It really helps me to make better videos. I have received a question about dedicated routes and with Crete, and I will try my best to explain how some of this works. By no means am I an expert on all of the dedicated routes that there are. I'm just going to tell you about a few. I am real hesitant to tell you about any particular customer that Crete has, so let me start off by telling you that Crete has national brands that is in every store in America that we do contracts with, or that Crete does contracts with. So most of that is in the food industry. So all of your brands that everybody knows and loves that are national brands, some of them worldwide brands, Crete has contracts with them. So in this particular case, the question was about a very big company that most of their manufacturing sites are in the Northeast. Some of them, I guess you would say, are in the Midwest and in Ohio and those areas, but most of them are in the Northeast, and they also have plants scattered out all over the country, for that matter. But Crete has dedicated employees that work specifically for those companies. They pick up from the manufacturing sites and take them to distribution centers like the Walmart and the other Kroger, and all of the other places, the retailers, distribution centers that would sell their products. And that's pretty much everything. Now, I'm being as vague as I can be, but you'll have to figure it out. This is I don't know that I have permission to go and talk about the contracts, the companies that Crete contracts with. But one of the reasons why Crete is so big and they are so, they pay so well, and it's because they have these contracts with these national, international, actually, manufacturing companies. And we have dedicated employees. Now, when I say a dedicated employee, my first thought was that I would be on a dedicated route. In other words, I would pick up from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I would run to Charlotte, North Carolina. And that's all I would, and from Charlotte I would pick up a load and turn around and go right back to Philadelphia, and I would be back and forth, a dedicated route. That's not necessarily so. Now there are some companies, Crete also has dedicated employees that we do building materials as well. So those employees for the building materials, they may in fact be on a dedicated route where they do the same route over and over and over. I know of one that I was offered a route from right outside of Dallas, Texas to Memphis, Tennessee. And basically that's all I would do, is run from Memphis to Dallas, Memphis to Dallas. So there are dedicated routes with a particular customer. Although in that particular case, it was picking up from one customer in Dallas and taking it to Memphis, and then picking up a different company in Memphis and taking it back to Dallas. So there were actually two different companies involved, although it was a dedicated route back and forth, back and forth. So the particular question that I got on this one was this company, this big international food company that Crete contracts with. And my understanding is that you only haul for that particular customer. Now, when you may haul from this week, it may be from New Jersey to California or Arizona, and you may turn around in Arizona and take a load back to the Northeast, and then, but you would still be with that particular company. You would be moving their product. Sorry, my CB radio is still on. You would be moving that particular product from their plant here to a distribution center in some other state or area. And you would also be picking up from a manufacturing facility they have that's near where you just dropped off and taking it back to the Northeast. So they have a lot of product moving all over the country, but you would be dedicated to that particular company. I hope that I'm making sense here. Even though you may be still running national loads and running all over the nation, now you may in fact just be running the Northeast. There are companies up there that have so many inner plant things to where and they have big warehouses that they store all of this stuff in. So you may be picking up at this plant and bringing it to a warehouse, and then going out to this plant and picking up and bringing back to the same warehouse. It may be that sort of a thing as well. But one thing I can tell you is that whenever you're on a dedicated route like this, almost all, I won't say 100%, but it would be way up there in 90 or above percent of the loads are going to be dropping hook, which is really good. And I have done those loads for that particular company that you're asking. Matter of fact, I have done loads for just about everything that Crete does, as being an extra or a fill-in or a whatever. Although I'm a national driver, I drive wherever they need me. So they may have an extra load here or an extra load there, or it may get me picking up a load from that customer, taking it to here may get me where I need to be in order for me to get another load. You know, it's that's the way it works. But anyway, I have been to just about every one of those plants and picked up loads, and I don't know of any of them that I've had a live load at. I don't know any of them that I've had a live unload at. So whenever you're on a dedicated route like that, it's I won't say 100%, but it's going to be close to it, dropping hook, and which is a good thing. The loads are ready for you when you get there. They're sitting there, and so you don't have all that aggravation and wasted time of backing up to a dock and waiting to get loaded or unloaded. It's going to be drop and hook on both ends. So it's a really good thing. Now there are a lot of the loads that will be the same load, the same route over and over and over again. You'll pick up here and drop it here, pick up there and drop it back, and it's from one city to another, back and forth, back and forth. There are some of those. Those would have to be the planners and the people actually at your home terminal. They can give you better information on that particular on those particular kinds of routes. Typically, if you're making those kind of routes where it's the same thing over and over and over again, the cents per mile is going to be less. It's not a lot, but it'll be less. But the reason is you'll have more home time. You'll either pass through your home, or you'll make a run. Like you'll leave on a Monday, deliver on Tuesday, spend the night there. Wednesday you'll get up and drive back to your original place, so you'll be there on Thursday. You'll spend the night at home. Friday you'll get up and it's so you'll have a lot more home time. That's just for instance. Don't take that as etched in stone, but generally those type of routes have more home time. The longer that you're away from home, the more money they pay you. So, and the more often you're at home, the less money they pay you. So they're paying you for your time to be away from home. Now even though I am a national driver, I have volunteered to come out here. I don't think it's any secret to know that I'm doing a Walmart dedicated. I only haul for Walmart while I'm out here on this dedicated route. So I pick up the loads here and I take them out to the stores. I just got back. I'm based out of Cheyenne, Wyoming. I just got back from Farmington, New Mexico, which is about a 600 mile down there and 600 mile back. So it's about a 1,200 mile run. And literally I just pulled in a few minutes ago. So it's a little after 10 o'clock here at night. Anyway, I'm doing a 34-hour reset right now. I've run my clock out. I'm not picking up any more time. I've only got about 6 hours and some change left on my clock. So I'm going to do a 34-hour reset. But that's all I do, is I run strictly for Walmart. And I'm running from the distribution center out to the stores. I run out full. Generally, I turn around and come back empty. Every once in a blue moon, they will ask me to do a back haul, and I will back haul all kinds of stuff. Yeah. I'm only hauling food. I don't haul anything else other than food out of this distribution center. This is all we do here is food. So sometimes it's frozen, sometimes it's dry goods. Most of the time it's refrigerated. It'll be produce, or it'll be frozen goods, or it'll be dairy products, or meat, or a combination of any of that. Anyway, I hope this explains about the dedicated routes. You have dedicated routes, you have dedicated customers, like I'm doing a dedicated customer. So I hope that explains it. If there's any more explanation that you need, the fellow that sent me this question and asked me to do this video, send it back or type it down in the in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer. My 15 minutes is up, so I'm going to have to go. Thank you again for liking and subscribing.